What's going on, everybody? You made it to the weekend once again. Here we are to keep you company one more time to go through the weekend. Thank you guys for joining us once again and always. Before we get started, as always, don't forget to follow us on social media. You can find us on Twitter at @theblown_save and on Instagram at @theblown_save. Don't forget, you guys can still reach out to us at theblown_save_podcast@gmail.com or head on over to theblown_save_podcast.com and check out where you can find all of our information out over there. Make sure you guys head on over there, check that stuff out. Big shout out to our friends over at South Bay Breaks. They're going to be with us hopefully next week, so they can talk about what they're doing, breaking the greatest cards live on YouTube. Check them out. Let them know the Blown Save guys has sent you for a referral discount. You get $10 off your first break order and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I jumped in there with them a couple weeks ago, and I didn't win anything big, but you know we're good to go. We're still rocking and rolling. Anywho, I can't get anything down without my boy. He's gonna be grinding a little bit, but he'll be all right. My boy Arte, compadre, how you doing, baby?
It's time to party.
It is. The Angels are beating the Dodgers right now, so it's a good day.
Good for you.
It is for me. Cheers.
The Angels still in first place?
Shut up.
In the playoff
Are the
race?
Dodgers in first place?
Yeah, the Dodgers are the world champs.
Are the Dodgers in first place right now? We're talking about this. We're talking about practice.
Yeah, like right now. We're talking about right now. The Dodgers are the world champs right now. Yeah.
Anywho. Let's jump into some shit, man. We got some boxing going on, right? Canelo gets into the ring with Mr. Joe Saunders. This will be a true test of Canelo's championship run. The last time Canelo faced a southpaw was Erizladi? I can't remember. I can't pronounce his name. Laura, back in 2014, where Canelo won the contested close decision or split decision that everybody was kind of like, well, it could have gone either way on that one. Canelo responded with questions about that, saying that he is not the same fighter he was 6 or 7 years ago. Whenever that fight was, he said he was going to show it on Sunday. Saunders fired back, saying, we haven't had heart, soul, and the IQ that I'll bring to the table in the ring, but we will see it Saturday. It's going to be there in the ring. Canelo right now is 55-1-2 with 37 knockouts. Saunders is 30-0 with 14 knockouts. Saunders has a 2-inch height advantage and a half-inch reach advantage. How do you think this fight's going to go tomorrow, Artie?
Well, I still never fucking believe Canelo anything he says anymore. He's already lost my trust. That dude's gone with that. His days of me trusting him are over.
Why is that, Artie?
Ever since he ran like a little B against fucking Triple G. We're going to stand there and throw putazos, and ran the whole fucking fight. But I still think Canelo wins. I just think he's the better fighter. I think it's going to be a good fight, though. Don't get me wrong, but he just packs more punch. Obviously facing a southpaw is always tricky. But, I definitely believe that Canelo will come out on top on this fight. And, I'm definitely going to do my legal streaming as usual. So it should be good.
I was going to have it here at the house because you guys are coming over tomorrow. I mean, I'm still going to have it, but I know you got to leave early. But I'll still be watching it.
Yeah. That wasn't the plan, the original plan. And then families decide to do their stuff, and we're and we're hosting on top of that, man. Damn it.
I'm with you there. My mother-in-law, we called her because we were like, well, if Artie's going to leave early and it's just going to be us, maybe we'll go down and visit her. So we called her to say, hey, see what they're doing, what she's going to do tomorrow. And she asked what we were doing Sunday. And I told her, well, we're going to the baseball game because I bought tickets for Judy for Mother's Day to go to the baseball game, Dodgers and Angels. And she started giving Judy a big old guilt trip. And long story short, Judy just got off the phone with her, and she was like, we're not going tomorrow. I'm going to see her next week anyways. I'll deal with it next week. I'm like, what happened? She's like, she's trying to give me a goddamn guilt trip because I was invited to go to a baseball game for my Mother's Day present, and she's upset because I'm not going to go see her. And I was like, hey, that's your mom, not mine. I got nothing to do with that.
Wow.
So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I got to make sure I call my mom. I love you, Mom.
I'm going to my mama's house on Sunday.
Right on.
I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know that about the Dodgers. And Angels playing this weekend.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I was very surprised when you had told me, yeah, dude, let's go. And I was like, what about Maria? And you were like, we don't gotta take her. It's cool. And I was like, damn,
I didn't know what day it was.
I was thinking in my head, like, damn, on Mother's Day, that fool's just gonna be like, bye.
I didn't know what day it was.
I was like, what? And even Duty was like, are you sure? He said, I'm all word for word. He said he ain't got. You don't gotta take her. Say. She don't even like baseball. Bye.
She loves baseball. I'll give her that. She does love
baseball. And the comadre was just like, ask him again and make sure, because I was gonna wait till tomorrow. And I'm like, he's right here. I might as well just ask him. That's funny.
I didn't know, dude. I had no clue that it was not freaking that it was on Mother's Day.
Yeah, that's funny to me, man. That's I mean, knowing now that you didn't know it was Mother's Day, it makes it that much more funnier. Because I was like, damn, Marty's a gangster. Like he's gonna want to sleep in the pool house for a while now. Fine. Right. No wonder he's been fixing it up.
Right? Yeah, man.
All right, let's jump into some other weird, I guess, boxing news. Jake Paul takes Floyd Mayweather's hat at a press conference. I guess this is really happening.
Did you see it or not?
I did. I watched it, and I was listening to some commentators talk about the I guess the video, haircut? Or not only the haircut, but like the situation, everything happened. And one of the guys is like, "Hey, I know Mayweather. And I know his head of security. This shit was fucking staged. And let me tell you why. Right. He's like, if it wasn't staged, the Mayweather's head of security would have killed him. Because you don't put your hands on Mayweather unless Mayweather says it's okay.
Yeah,
so I'm like, well, everybody's going up all this hype and this and that. And it's like, fuck, dude, I hope Jake Paul gets knocked out.
He probably will, to be honest. Mayweather, he's just a professional boxer, man. That's what he does, you know?
Yeah. I didn't see, though, you put on here, Jake got a tattoo that says, "Gotcha hat."
Yeah, that shit was kind of funny. He literally got a tattoo. It's a hat, and then he actually put, "Gotcha hat."
I know they're selling a bunch of, like, T-shirts and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, the merch.
It says, "Got your hat" on there. Damn, dude, this guy, I mean, for all his dumbass bullshit, he's a smart businessman.
Yeah.
He knows how to market himself and to make the most money out of whatever he's doing. I hope he gets knocked the fuck out, but still.
Yeah, I don't know much about him other than that. I thought it was funny that Mayweather didn't have a haircut and stuff like that. He looked old as hell, dude.
That's why he had a hat on.
Yeah, Barber must not have first cut. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, dude, what? I mean, I was really surprised. Maybe he did again. Maybe they did it all. They probably all did it on purpose, you know.
Yeah. Hey, don't get a haircut. Look a little older. That way, you know, whatever. Blah, blah, you look better when you get in the ring and yada yada. Yeah, he's gonna be in the best shape of his career, anyways, right?
Yeah.
It all comes back to that.
Every time.
I know, right? All right, let's jump into the NFL here. Rodgers! He wants out, or so everybody says, except for Rodgers. Rodgers has yet to say anything publicly, officially. The Packers are looking into free agent quarterbacks that are out on the market in case Rodgers does walk. So I got a few questions for you already here. Does he walk? Does he get traded? Where does he land if he gets traded or they let him walk and he goes somewhere else? Does he just retire? And the three top other quarterback options that are available right now that they're talking about would be RG3, Blake Bortles, and Nick Mullins. I think of the three, RG3 would probably be their best bet, I guess. But what do you think? Does he walk?
You don't think that they give it to the rookie, the one they drafted last year?
I don't know. Maybe they don't have the confidence in him yet.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think he walks. I think he's fucking all talk, you know? And, I mean, not to say nobody wants him, but more like it makes him look bad, you know what I'm saying? Because he's not in a bad situation over there or anything like that. So it's like he's running his mouth a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think.
Well, he's running his mouth a lot secondhand. Because he hasn't publicly come out himself and said it. It's all been, hey, I heard he said, or so-and-so says he said. but he hasn't publicly come out and said it.
Just to the
Although Brett Favre,
but...
Brett Favre even came out and said, I think Aaron Rodgers has played his last game in Green Bay.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I saw that.
Well, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, if you ask me, he's being a little bitch because he already ran the coach out. So now he's what? He basically just wants to like be the GM and quarterback at the same time. Don't you get that feeling? That's what's going on here?
I think maybe he's trying to transition into something else, but I mean, he can still sling the ball. He can still get shit done. I mean, they still went what? 13-3 last year or the year before.
Got a real good year, won the MVP. I mean, Terry Bradshaw said it best, bro. Just shut up and play the game, man. You're better than this and all that good stuff, man. Terry Bradshaw had a great quote, man. I should have read it, but he just basically told him like, shut up and play, dude. Like you're already getting paid. What else you want? You know, you guys had a real good year. You're the MVP. Like, dude, like you're just bugging, you know.
Yeah, at this point, you're just being nitpicky about your bullshit.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I think so too.
So if he takes off and they go try and find some more experienced quarterbacks right now, of the three, do you think they really do go after RG3, Blake Bortles, or Nick Mullins? I honestly had to look who Nick Mullins was. I knew Blake Bortles, I knew RG3, but I was like, who the fuck is Nick
Wasn't
Mullins?
he the dude that was like the backup for the Baltimore Ravens a few years ago?
A few years ago, like he's the backup for he's the backup in San Francisco right now.
Oh, okay. I mean, I would imagine that Jimmy G is available.
Well, the Packers didn't want to trade him, so.
Packers?
I mean, the Packers didn't want to trade Rodgers for anybody, so I mean.
No, but you're saying if he lets him go and stuff like that. Well, I said I would imagine.
Do you think
that
the
Jimmy G is available?
Say bye.
They're trying to get rid of that contract.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? I would think that'd be a decent fit.
It would. I think so. That'd be a good fit, man. You heard it here first, guys.
Be like, we're trying to get rid of a guy here. We got a guy plays quarterback. You know,
you need one now.
I heard you need I heard you need a quarterback. You know, I mean, we'll pick up some of that whack ass fucking salary. You know. Evan's always talking about how it's a team-friendly salary because blah, 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 blah. They structured it so that in case he sucked, we could just cut him.
Yeah, they haven't done it because it's not that friendly.
All right.
All right. I think he's going to play another. He finishes out his contract with Green Bay and then he retires. Or maybe he pulls a Brett Favre, retires and comes back and plays for the fucking Vikings and then plays for the Jets, then the Vikings, and then calls it a career.
Did Brett Favre retire from the Packers and go play somewhere else? I think he just didn't. I don't think he retired, right?
No, he retired. And then he was like, I'm going to New York. And then he went to New York.
No, that was after the Vikings. The Vikings.
It was New York first and then the Vikings. I got $1 on
it. I don't know if
I have $1 on it.
That's not how I remember it.
Oh, that's how I remember it because I watched the whole saga. Brett Favre.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see where it's at right here. Hold on. Brett Favre. He played for Atlanta when he was drafted, then the Green Bay Packers, New York Jets, then Minnesota Vikings. Thank you. I'll have my $1 tomorrow. I'll use it to buy a razor at dollarshaveclub.com.
You're right.
When I'm right.
I don't know if he retired, though, because it says 2007, 2008.
He retired for like a month, dude. And then he was like...
He played 16 games. He played all 16. I don't call that retirement. Yeah. Okay, 50 cents. Your direction, heading your way.
I'll take it. Right. That's 50 cents I didn't have. All right. Let's see here. Big Baby Perkins says it's harder to win an NBA championship than it is to win a Super Bowl in the NFL, stating that to support his claim, Tom Brady, who is almost a senior citizen, and I'm taking this direct quote now, He's almost a senior citizen and went down to Tampa Bay and won a Super Bowl at age 43. Adding that you could hide bad players in an NFL team because there's so many of them. You cannot hide a bad player in an NBA team, and you can't carry a bad player into the NBA playoffs. What are your thoughts of that? He also added, in a best of 7 series, like in a sport like basketball or even baseball, 9 times out of 10, the best team will usually win out. Whereas in football, the best of 1, and in one game, any given Sunday, anyone can win. Look at the Giants and the Patriots when they played each other. Giants were like no way supposed to win that game, and the helmet catch happened, and they won that game. What do you think about that? Do you think it's harder to win an NBA championship than it is to win a Super Bowl, or vice versa, or do you think they're equally as difficult?
I don't know, man. I think they're equally as difficult. I mean, he's comparing apples and oranges, though, man. You know, we're talking about like an NBA team. You really need to be like 8 deep, right? Maybe 9 to win. So it's not hard to put together a team to kind of make that kind of run if you're willing to spend it. I mean, look at all the super teams. You know, as soon as LeBron came to LA and then got Anthony Davis, they instantly became a contender and they won. As soon as LeBron went to Miami and got, joined up forced over there, they won. And then, look at what happened with Golden State. You know what I'm saying? They added 2 dudes and they won. It's just every time they build super teams, they start winning right away. As soon as the Lakers, when they got Gasol back in the day, right? Like they instantly became contenders. You know what I'm saying? Like It was one of those, like, you don't ever see these teams building up from scratch anymore. Does that make sense? Like, what team do you ever really see building up from scratch? I think the only one I could think of, maybe, but they were tanking, was Golden State. The first championship they won, but definitely not the second and third.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, but they were tanking on purpose. Like, it was bad. And then they ended up firing poor Mark Jackson because, like, the team wanted him to tank, and then he goes and tanks, and, like, they fire him. It's like, oh, that sucks, Like, dude, that's what you wanted, Like, to get all these draft picks and stuff like that. So, I don't know, man. It's a, what is it, catch-22 type of thing, right?
Yeah.
But you're right. The one and done kind of scenario, that's kind of harder, to do. So, I mean, if I had to go with one being harder to do than the other, man, they're really close. Man, maybe the NFL, I would think, just because there are more players. That makes sense?
So it's harder to win a Super Bowl than it is to win an NBA championship.
I think so, by a hair. I mean, not by a lot, by a hair, dude. I think it is harder. I think the hardest in the professional sports to do is definitely to win a World Series.
Why is that?
I mean, how many teams you really see with like winning World Series over there? Like, like winning a whole bunch of them. The Yankees, way back when they had like 10 teams in the whole league. Okay, I get that. A few years ago, they had that run of 3 out of 4 or something like that. Mm-hmm. Maybe a 3-peat. I really don't remember anymore. But other than that, like, like no one really did that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In my opinion. So I mean, we were talking about it, right? Besides the Yankees, who was the last back-to-back World Series champ? And we brought it up, right? Who was it? You remember still or no?
I don't remember off the top of my head right now.
Oh wow! It was just last week.
I know.
American League.
American
League East.
A lot of the friends from the North, the Blue Jays.
Yeah, the Blue Jays.
That's
They're
right.
the last team besides the Yankees to win it. So, like, dude, look at how hard it is. Dude, look at how hard it is. And in the Super Bowl, have we had back-to-back champions?
Not in a while.
Right? Because, I mean, Brady's got all those rings, but someone's always whooping his ass the next year after. So, like, I would bet against Brady next year.
Yeah.
I would take anybody but Brady.
The San Francisco 49ers did it in the 90s. The Cowboys did it in the 90s. Who else have gone back? The Patriots have done it in the thousands and the teens. Who else has done it back to back?
Also, the Patriots have done it.
Yeah, they won it, I believe, twice back to back. I don't think they did a three-peat, but I do know they won back to back.
Okay.
I think that's it, though. That's all I can think about as far as teams that have gone back to back winning Super Bowls.
Yeah, man. So it's what, like, okay, but in the NBA it happens more often, you know?
Yeah.
Like, look at the Lakers, look at the Pistons back in the days, look at the Heat, look at Golden State.
Because in basketball, with one great player could change the face of a team. In football, you need like one great player on the offense, one great player on the defense, and really good players on special teams to be able to fucking succeed that way. If you don't, one player doesn't make a team, 99.9% of the time.
Right.
So, here we are. There we'll go. So, Big Baby Perkins, you're wrong, sir. It is harder to get a fucking Super Bowl ring than it is an NBA ring or whatever they get.
Right.
Let's see.
Yeah, I just think it is harder.
What do you guys think at home? Opinion. Let us know. Shoot us a text or an email or a tweet or whatever. What else we got going on? Kerryon Johnson was claimed on waivers by the Eagles. The Eagles are trying to load up there with some running back depth. Let's see here. Oh, did you hear about Jawan James potentially losing $20 million after getting hurt while working out away from the team facilities?
No.
So he just got signed and he got hurt. And he may lose because the money from his contract. The contract may become null and void because he got hurt outside of a authorized training facility for the team. Now, some players,
unauthorized or an authorized one?
An unauthorized.
Oh, you said authorized. I'm like,
no,
what?
An unauthorized training facility.
Check the tapes. You said authorized.
Check the tapes. Rewind real quick.
Oh, okay. No, but I know what you meant. That's why I was like, but I was confused. Like, did you say authorized?
Some of the players, some players have come out. Patrick Mahomes said, so they're going to take his contract away for working out on the offseason. Tyreek Hill said, so what? We're not just supposed to work out anymore.
Right.
Chris Coonley said half these replies don't understand players' off-season's obligations. Sorry, many don't understand
half these replies.
So the replies like on Instagram and Twitter and all the stuff that people are replying to.
Okay.
People are like, "Oh, you're not gonna lose it," or this and that, blah blah blah. People are just saying things without knowing everything that's going on. So he's saying half of them don't understand the players' off-season obligations. Many don't understand that you're expected to work out, and when away from the facility, you're supposed to work out too to keep your physique and make sure you stay healthy. He wasn't going against his contract. He was just not at a team facility. So it's kind of up in the air right now. I think with all the publicity right now, I doubt that they're going to pull his contract. But I think without the publicity, without the social media and stuff like that jumping in on it, I think maybe they pull his contract or they ask for some money back because he's going to be hurt. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think they will. Remember back when Brett Boone fucking tore his ACL playing basketball, and he literally had that in his contract that you can't play basketball anymore, and he literally. So like, I just feel like, they're not gonna do it. I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna go after any money or get any money type of thing.
Okay.
Brett Boone got away with that back then when it was in his like actual contract because he was like a avid basketball player and a really good one, I guess, in like high school or something like that. Mm-hmm. And they told him like, dude, we need you to cut this out so that you're our investment, And he tore his ACL. So I'm just trying to give you one example. I know there was another dude, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe it was like Madison Bumgarner wasn't allowed to ride like his horse or like a trailer or tractor or something like that. In the off season, I can't remember like that. And then that fool like got hurt doing literally what it said he couldn't do in his contract.
Ben Roethlisberger did the same thing, right? He was riding the motorcycles when in the thing. Yeah, and then he got in that little accident.
Yeah, you're right. Damn right.
We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I'm with you. I don't think that they're going to take any money.
Yeah.
Or pull his contract, especially now that it's all over the media.
Right.
Like you're not gonna. They don't want to play with that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, they don't want that smoke.
Yeah, that's exactly what people say. They don't want that smoke. Here's some COVID news, man, and this is something that I really wanted your opinion, so I wanted to make sure that you pay attention here. According to the NFL, teams cannot cut players for being unvaccinated, for not getting the vaccine, basically. Buffalo Bills GM Brandon Beane was asked if he would consider cutting an unvaccinated player at the back end of a roster if it helped allow the Bills to hold meetings without strict health and safety protocols. He answered, "Yes, I would, because it would be an advantage." Explaining further, he said, "These meetings are not as productive as before. I mean, you guys saw it in the field house. We had 3 or 4 meetings going on, and sometimes you're talking over each other, but it was the only way to pull it off and be socially distant, so it would be an advantage to cut a player if he fell under that umbrella." So, do you think moving forward, it's going to be an issue if the athletes they choose not to get vaccinated to be able to continue business as usual, as they say?
It's a tough one, man. I know. I don't think they're gonna. Well, I mean, they can't really make them. You know what I'm saying? That's like a personal choice type of thing. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, basically,
it's gonna. Well, I don't think it'll be an issue because they'll be like, well, if you get sick, you're gonna have to sign a waiver. Then
yeah,
like, that's on you, type of thing. Yeah, that to me is what it's gonna have to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think?
It's kind of tiptoeing on that line right there, because the NFL saying you can't cut a player for not getting vaccinated, but in the example here by this general manager, what he's saying is, if it's gonna be easier, if I got one guy at the back end of the roster that is kind of in or out, and not a superstar player like the 4th string left tackle, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's going to be easier for them if everybody else is vaccinated to be able to hold meetings easier and not to have to go through as many safety protocols and social distancing things. And maybe that does weigh into the factor of keeping him or not keeping him on the team. Whereas, let's just say the 6th string left tackle is vaccinated. Well, it's easier to have him in the room with everybody because he's already got the vaccinations than it is for the guy that doesn't have the vaccination. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a very fine line, and it's gonna have to be handled very, very indiscreetly when they do get released for those players.
Oh yeah, when they get released, bro, they're not gonna get released for fucking having COVID or not wanting to have the shot, bro. They're gonna get released because he pulled a hamstring and he wasn't living up to performance and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're going to get released. They're not going to get released for that. They can't. They're stupid. You're setting yourself up for
a lawsuit or something.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of issues there. Yeah. So yeah, you're never going to see a player get released for that type of stuff.
I'm with you there. All right, guys.
Right. Dodgers got a double.
I saw that. We're watching the game silently here, guys, while we're recording. But we're gonna take a quick commercial break, guys. Make sure you guys enjoy the commercial, whatever it may or may not be.
Yeah, enjoy a word from our sponsors.
There you go, guys. We'll be right back. All right, guys. We are back. What's that?
Oh, I said, have you been shedding weight or not?
A little bit. I need to shed a little bit more weight. That's a great way to come back. Hope you guys enjoyed whatever commercial you guys got and all that other fun jazz. Thank you guys for listening through the commercials because it does help us keep the lights on, as they say. Let's see here. We're jumping into MLB because we always jump into MLB the second half of the show. Biggest news of the week. Albert Pujols, the broken machine, was designated for assignment. For those of you guys playing at home who don't know what that means he was DFA'd and or let go from the team. He was let go by the Angels after Pujols was upset. Okay, let me put this caveat out. This is what is being said. This is not the end-all decision as to why he was let go. But he was upset after he was left off the starting roster for this past Wednesday's game against the Rays. He was 8 for 10 against the starting pitcher, but was left on the sideline for Tyler Ward that they called up from the minors. And, well, because he was hitting an abysmal 198 with 5 home runs and 17 hits over 86 plate appearances. Pujols will not be getting, as of right now, a farewell tour this season. We will have to wait and see if someone, the Cardinals is my guess, I think, to pick up the Pujols for the remaining of the season. There was a lot of back and forth when it comes to how the Angels handled it. Somebody asked me, and I was like, well, it's about 5 years too late. They should have let him go 5 years. About 5 years ago, they should have never gotten him.
Contract. I mean, that was the worst contract. They were paying him for what he did before, dude. Right. I mean, that was the truth.
No, absolutely. I'm with you there. Nolan Arenado spoke after his game to the media at the end, asking to say a few words directed towards Albert. He said, "Albert Pujols, I love you, man. I hope you hear this one day because you are my favorite player." Adrian Beltre came out and commented, "If there is a baseball player that deserves a ton of respect, it's Albert Pujols. What happened to him is shameful, and it shows the ugly side of baseball. No matter what, he will always be a legend." And I think that nobody's going to take that away from him. Of course he's going to be a freaking legend, dude. It's Albert Pujols. He is, 40 home runs away from hitting the 700 club. I don't think he's going to get there. Realistically, I don't see anybody picking up a contract for him or signing him or anything like that. Even as a DH, he has not been doing very well for the last few seasons, even though he came into this season in the best shape of his career. I feel the Angels may have mishandled this. They could have at least said, "Hey, man, we're going to let you go at the end of the week. That way you get to play a couple more games and we kind of prepare something for you." The caliber of player that he was and is, and obviously a Hall of Famer, the Hall of Fame career that he's had, 3 MVPs, several Silver Slugger. I think he had like 10 or 12 Silver Sluggers, none of which he's gotten while playing with the Angels. A couple Gold Gloves, none of which he's gotten playing with the Angels. I think that he deserved a little bit of a farewell tour. Kind of like Jeter did, kind of like a couple of these other players did. Maybe, not as crazy, but at least from the team who had him, which is the Angels, I think they could have done a better job and let him play out the end of the week or even the end of the month, and then kind of prepared, done something for him, man, because it was just kind of like, you're going to complain that we didn't put you in the lineup, you're batting 189, you're not hitting anything right now. You're a liability more than you are you're a liability more than you are something somebody that's helping asset. More than you are an asset. Thank you. More than you are an asset to the team. To me, like I said, I think it's 5 years too late. He was great for a fan's draw, and it's great every time he hits a home run. And I mean, as in the MLB 21, when he's got the slowest rating speed, he doesn't run very well. He did steal 2 bags this season, which is hilarious. I don't know how he did it.
Back end of a double steal or what? Back end of a double steal?
No, he stole them clean. They didn't think he was going to run, and he
ran. Back ends are clean.
I'm still saying, he legitimately, they didn't think he was going to run, and he ran. He did twice. He stole second and he stole third in the same at bat. Or the same little sequence.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Good for him.
So good for him on your way out, man. I wish him nothing but the best. Thank you for the little memories that I have. You hitting number 500. You hitting number 600. I believe you sitting number 4, 5, and 600. I got to watch on TV as he was going there. I got to take pictures with the big old bulletin board thing they got in center field for all his home runs and where he was on the all-time home runs list. He's up there at the all-time hits list. I believe he has over 3,000 hits already. I believe he already has, if not close to 3,000 doubles. So he's up there. I mean, he's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah, for sure. For everything he did with the Cardinals, for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's one of those, when we talk about, Trout retires right now, he's a Hall of Famer. Well, yeah, same thing. That fool could have retired. I wouldn't say, geez, man, he kind of like dragged out into the sunset, you know? Old feller, they took him out, just shot his ass, you know?
Old Yeller?
Like Old Yeller, well, there you go, whatever it is. You get what I'm trying to say.
I got you.
Yeah, man, it just felt dragged out. You know what I'm saying? Like the end of his career with the Angels just felt dragged out. It didn't feel like it had any purpose to it, you know?
Yeah.
To me, other than like hitting those milestones, but I mean, don't they feel a little watered down, those milestones? Well, because they weren't for nothing, really?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it didn't come on the back of a season where the Angels did a deep playoff run or anything. You know, the Angels didn't do anything. And you know, I've
or just like in general, like in terms of him too, though. Like, I mean, they're like just mediocre seasons. You know what I'm saying? He just played a lot of mediocre seasons at the tail end of his career.
Absolutely. I said something. I had it. It came up on those. What are they called? Memories or whatever on Facebook, right? And I wrote down because the Angels are having a bad year, like 10 years ago, right? And everybody was complaining and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, you guys need to shut the fuck up. Like, you guys don't remember the bad times before fucking Sosha and the 2000 teams, because 2000 we had a really good team, and even in the early 2010s or whatever you want to call it. We had a pretty decent team. They were making it to the playoffs. They were always there. They were always battling first in the AL West, stuff like that, or in the wild card. But people got like very spoiled over that shit. And it's like, dude, like you got to remember the good and the bad. And unfortunately, since we got Pujols, there's been a lot more bad than there has been good. I mean, hell, we got Pujols and Hamilton in the same freaking offseason. How the hell do you expect to get two superstar hitters like that, and then who would have ever guessed?
Gary Matthews and C.J. Wilson right around the same time too.
We got C.J. Wilson like 2 years later, a year later.
Yeah, like I said, right around
the
same time.
But it's one of those things where we didn't. I know the ownership didn't know that's what was going to happen. What transpired over the last 10 years, they didn't know it was going to happen. What happened with Josh Hamilton? They expected to get these players. I mean, Pujols was coming off of an NL MVP. Josh Hamilton was coming.
Was he?
Yeah. Pujols won the NL MVP. The last one he won was like a year or two removed from getting the contract with the Angels.
Yeah, like I say, he wasn't coming off of it, though. It wasn't like he won it the year before.
I said 1 or 2 years, bro.
Well, yeah, but coming off of it is not 1 or 2 years. There's a difference.
Okay. Nitpicking as always. But
I'm just saying, I was like, damn, was he really the MVP? And I was like, and then you change it to 1 or 2. Oh, okay, that I believe you. Like, I'm not. Yeah, okay, I'm with you on that. But yeah, man, like not coming off of the MVP, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I didn't think Josh Hamilton would like fall so down in the rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? Like that is one that was just like, whoa, you know, like wow, I did not see that one coming at all. Gary Matthews, I did not think was very good. I could see that one coming, you know?
Yeah.
For sure. Pujols, I could definitely see that one coming because I said it from the beginning. They're paying this dude for what he's done and for all these milestones and to just draw a crowd and I guess to mentor Trout. But I've never heard any like real good stories about them, you know, where it was like, man, this dude like really carried him under his wing, that type of stuff. Have you? Like any real good ones were like, yeah, oh, these two are thick as thin, you know? Like I don't ever see those kind of stories. I'm not saying Pujols didn't talk good about him, but like I mean I don't see a lot of quotes saying like Pujols saying like, dude, this guy's, you know,
one of the things that did come out, because somebody mentioned that, and it was a couple weeks ago. They were like, Pujols was here to help mentor Trout and get him to the next level. And Pujols commented, and he was like, Trout passed me years ago. He's like, I'm learning from him more than he's learning from me for the last few years now. Which, I mean, makes sense. Trout's the best player in baseball, period. Right now. Arguably.
Yeah, he's top 3. He's probably the best one. Yeah, I would still say probably the best player.
I mean, mighty farewell, sir. Thank you for the few memories that we did have. Like I already said, they were a little watered down because obviously the seasons didn't turn out the way they did. He came over to the Angels to win a championship, and that did not happen. I I mean, it is what it is. You can't do much more. Baseball, at some point, what is it? At some point, they tell you in baseball when you can no longer play the game professionally.
Yeah.
At some point, everybody has to stop playing the game they loved as a kid. And unfortunately for Albert Pujols, it was this past Wednesday. And fortunately for the Angels, it was this past Wednesday.
Yeah. And to quote one of my son's favorite movies, Cars, it says, "How do you know when it's time to retire? The young fellas will tell you." The young fellas will tell you.
The young fellas will definitely let you know. All right.
But here you really dance around the whole thing of what we should have really been talking about.
All right.
Is did they do him dirty or not? Do you think, Brent, in your opinion, did they do him
In my
dirty?
opinion, yes. I think they did him dirty. Like I said, I think they should have told him, "Hey, man, we're going to let you play out the rest of the week, and then we're just going to go ahead and cut you." But
What's that do, though?
It lets them prepare something, man. Shit.
Like what? What are you going to prepare? I mean,
farewell.
how does it change?
Thank you.
A farewell
Thank you
what?
for the 10 years
Thank
of
you?
wasting our money.
Like, who's gonna what are they gonna do though? Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk here. I'm asking, like, if they're gonna cut him at the end of the week, are they gonna literally announce it? They say, "Hey, come watch Albert's last game with the Angels because we're cutting him at the end of this week."
They could.
What? Who does that? Name one person that they've ever done that for. So what's a week later gonna do?
I just think they did a shitty job of doing it.
Don't get me wrong, I think they did him dirty, but I mean, bro, like they've had him just dragging along, bro.
I did say at the beginning of this, I think it came 5 years too late.
Yeah, I get it, but like, dude, it's like, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I do think they did him dirty and stuff like that, but I did not know, and I guess I haven't looked into it as much about what you said with regards to, like, he was upset about not playing and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, Albert, bro, like, you're done, man. It's time to transition into being a hitting coach, because you're done, dude. We're up by a lot. We're down by a lot. We'll feed you a bone here and there. Other than that, you're done, man. Like, get a helmet, go coach third, like something like that,
Well,
it's the truth.
No, it's the truth. But a lot of people were saying that, he hasn't been removed from the team. He's just going to end up getting transitioned into something else. Maybe shadowing Joe Madden or one of the hitting coaches to kind of move into the next steps of his career.
Well, that's what the whole reason in the contract was when he signed. He said, "Oh, I signed with the Angels because of everything we talked about after baseball." And when he did that, I was like, yeah, he just took the most money he could where he thought he could, because he kind of sees his career kind of going down,
Yeah.
I really thought that was like, yeah. And he just didn't have, like, the physique for a dude that can maintain that kind of, like, career that he had before coming to the Angels,
Yeah. I'm with you there.
So, yeah, but, I mean, it was always, now does this bring bad blood, though,
I don't know. It might be.
Like, how's he stay with, I don't understand how he stays with the team,
Mm-hmm. Unless, like I said, they're like, "Hey, man, we're gonna take you off the field in one capacity, but put you on the field in a different capacity." We talked about.
Yeah, but if he's upset,
we talked about this 10 years ago when we signed the contract about what happens after baseball.
You remember?
It's in the contract. we want to help you transition into management, coaching, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So let's have.
We're ready for you to transition.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you ain't hitting 700, bro. So, like, all the milestones, you're tapped out. So
yeah, he's not hitting. He'd have to, at the rate he's going, he'd have to play for at least 4 more years to get to 700.
Attaboy, Mookie, light up that halo.
I haven't seen it yet.
What's
the score though?
Lot too little.
I can't read the score. What's the score?
You can't read?
No,
you can't read a number.
It hasn't updated. Right now, it still says 9-1 on mine.
Explain to me how you read a number.
It says
Can
9-1.
Tell me how you read a number.
Oh, look, there it is. Mookie Betts home run. Hey. Oh, the one white girl throwing it in the Angel guy's face, and the Angel guy's just going like this. Scoreboard.
Yeah.
9-2, top of the ninth. It's going to be a good day.
She flashed the ring at him, she said.
There it was. All right, so from one slugger to another, Miguel Cabrera has hit 2,873, or he hit his 2,783 third hit, tying Babe Ruth for 45 on MLB's all-time hit list. Mel Ott is up next with 2,876, and Omar Vizquel at 2,877, which should be surpassed in the next week or so, being that Miguel Cabrera is actually hitting pretty well. During the season, he's not hitting bombas, but he's hitting. You know what I mean, and getting on base, and that's what's important.
Albert Pujols 2.0, baby. That's exactly what that is.
It is, except he's actually hitting.
Ish. He'll have his moment. He'll be at his plateau by the end of the year, no doubt.
Yeah, he did hit that home run in the Snow Bowl game. Didn't know it was a home run. Slid into second base
twice a day, sir. Even a broken clock twice a day.
Let's see here. Ohtani is still crushing home runs. He hit number 10 on Thursday night. Another forgettable game for the Angels blowpen. The Angels were winning 3-0 in the 8th inning, and the blowpen came in and not only blew the lead, but ended up losing 8-3. So, fuck. The Angels did.
You guys have a winning record?
No. Not anymore.
Man.
We're at 500.
Wow.
Well, after tonight, I think we'll have a winning record. Thank you, Dodgers.
Yeah. I don't even know if the Dodgers have a winning record, to be honest. I've been really busy lately, and I have not seen much baseball. Like, I'm barely even keeping track of my fantasy teams, although I did see I am smacking a certain somebody around this week.
Whatever.
Thank you very much. Do you know who that is? Mr. Urias. Mr. Urias track infection? Oh, damn! You made it closer, though. You brought it within 25.
I did. All my guys started except for my pitchers.
The
Grom not playing last week made me lose that my week
for sure.
That was that was a dagger because I made it close without him, but without the Grom putting up 43 points, I lost that one.
Yeah, Sean Mena had a real good for you.
Yes,
I see you got a lot of Oakland A's on your team, boy.
I got to keep moving him around. I got to keep shuffling, shuffle up and deal, baby.
That's right.
But
you're doing good, man. It's a good battle between me and you. I'm not like killing you. I'm up by 27, dude.
That's nothing, bro.
Good job, sir. Good job.
All right, and the Angels have beaten the Dodgers 9-2.
That's official.
Light up the halo! Just another Halo victory. This Halo victory is brought to you in part by Artie. Thank you, Artie.
Yeah. Enjoy the victories because they don't happen often.
They do not, sir. Not especially against the Dodgers in such a stacked team. I'm glad that we get to play the Dodgers when they're not doing too well. So it made us look really good.
I told you I was hoping that they
slump bust,
break out of the slump we're on. I'm actually going to check right now to see where they're at with their record.
I'm sure they're going to beat us on Sunday when I'm there. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, that would be the greatest karma.
I guarantee it. I'm putting my $100 million guarantee on it. Ask me why, Artie. Ask me why.
Why?
Because of the pitching that we have starting that game. We have Jose Quintana.
Oh, damn. You guys are in dead last?
Quintana.
You're 5 games back?
Quintana is our pitcher on Sunday.
Goodness gracious.
Did you hear me?
Yeah. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you too. I was trying to focus on what I said.
I mean, we're playing bad, and we're only a game and a half back, and we still got a winning record. Man, and I feel like an angel right now is what I feel like. Let me tell you, that's exactly how I feel right now. It's yeah. Let me tell you
what.
The Dodgers always come really strong in June. You know, like once the summer month
starts warming up, the Dodgers bats start going with them. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I can't.
Yeah,
I cannot tell a lie.
They can't do much worse because they are a really good team. I feel like maybe when Bellinger comes back, maybe stuff will start clicking for them. So
there you go. We had 2 new ways of beating the shift. One of them, Gleyber Torres, I'll let you talk about. The other one is Mike Trout, and I'm going to talk about that one. The other day, and I sent you the video, Mike Trout was up to bat.
Nothing new.
Mike Trout was up to bat, and the Rays moved 4 outfielders out there. So they had the second baseman went out to right center. They had the left center, right center. And it was like a softball game that day. And they were trying to beat Trout on that shift, and Trout said, fuck all the bullshit. You want to put 4 guys out there? Cool. and he just hit a home run over the fence to beat the shift. So I think that was pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen a baseball game, a professional baseball game with 4 outfielders.
Oh yeah.
On a non-playoff. You guys already won the game. Why would you still do that?
Yeah. Raise your hand if you've seen it before. Oh, there you go.
Nobody can see. Nobody can see.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, there are people raising their hand. They're like, "Yeah, Brent, it's not impressive. We've seen it before."
Whatever.
So that's why. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. Impressive. I'm not. Because if he hit it through the shift, now I want to hear the story. But I've heard 4 outfielders and someone hit a home run over 4 outfielders. Like, that's not impressed. That's why I think the Gleyber story
is very
impressive.
Very, tell me the story.
That is something that I've never seen before. Okay, so I've seen it where they load up the infield against the lefty and they have a runner on first base, right? So a lot of times I've seen it where maybe a pass ball gets by the catcher, and I think Coco Chris was the first dude I ever really saw do that, right? Mm-hmm. But it was like a wild pitch, and it got past like the catcher a little bit, and they threw it to second. Coco Chris got up, and kept running at third. So I've seen it first to third a lot. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've seen that.
We've seen that plenty of times in multiple different ways and different people and stuff like that. I saw one dude do it where he just didn't even stop. He just kept running from first to third. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he saw it. I don't remember who it is, but again, I've seen. What was it?
Pedroia did it. He did it against the Angels. I know that.
Oh, okay, but it was like something like your Trout home run against 4 outfielders. Like, it's been done before, so it's not impressive. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, what Gleyber Torres did, that was impressive. Okay, so they had again a shift for a lefty. Gleyber, they hit the ball up the middle, and the dude on the left side of the infield, okay, he was like around the shortstop area, actually goes and chases the ball and gets it just a hair outside of the dirt, like on the shallow edge of the outfield grass, right? Like super shallow, right? Like on the rim. So then Gleyber sees that dude is up there and nobody's at third. So of course he keeps running at third. But here's where it gets really interesting. Gleyber sees that the catcher's running to him at third and kind of peeks behind the catcher, and the pitcher kind of fell asleep. And the catcher is obviously going against the grain. So he's like, all right, I'm just going to keep running. And you got to turn around with your catcher's gear and try to catch me and beat me to home. And that dude ran all the way home. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they didn't even throw the ball, bro. They didn't even throw the ball. That third baseman, I don't even know if it was a third baseman or a shortstop that caught the ball on the other side of the edge. They never threw the ball. So they got an infield single that Gleyber was standing on first base, went first, second, third, and home without ever throwing the ball, dude. Now that's something I've never seen in baseball. You want to impress? That was impressive. And I don't even like the Yankees.
I don't think anybody likes the Yankees.
I like the Angels. I just like to give you a hard time more.
I know.
But I like the Angels, and I don't like the Yankees, and that was impressive.
I got to admit, when I watched it, I was like, what in the hell just happened? What? Right. What? Oh, my God.
Crazy, right?
And it all happened because, one, I think the biggest thing that helped that situation was the pitcher not covering.
Yeah.
Had the pitcher covered third, he wouldn't have run to third. Had the pitcher covered home, you wouldn't have run home.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The pitcher falling asleep, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was pretty impressive. So I watched it the first time, and I just kind of saw him running the bases, right? And I was like, oh, damn, that's crazy. So then I went into, like, analyzing and looking, like, okay, how did this work out? How'd that work out? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, those were the really impressive things to me that I want to see. Well, how did this all happen? So, I thought that was cool. I thought that was real cool.
Right on. All right, this is something you posted on here before we got started here. Dodgers versus Angels this weekend. Side bet, maybe? They caught the Dodgers at a good time. They've been slumping. Will it continue, or are the bats going to come alive? Well, first game of the series.
That one already?
We got the answer to that one so far. Tomorrow, the Dodgers are going to face the quote-unquote ace, Dylan Bundy.
Bundy.
Yeah,
Bundy.
I know. He's a blunder. I mean, Bundy.
You think so? I didn't think he's been doing that bad.
He's 0-4 with a 4.8 ERA.
Shit.
Yeah, he just hasn't gotten any run support, to be honest with you. And then the Angels are going to be facing Clayton the Kershaw tomorrow as well. So it's going to be an interesting game. I think if Kershaw is on, then he's on, and you know how that goes. But if he gets rocked around like he did the other day, where he got knocked out in the first or second inning, whatever it was, I think it'd be a good day for the Angels. But if Kershaw buckles down, I think it's going to be a long game. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see that Kershaw is not doing. I'm sorry, that Bundy wasn't doing that well. That really caught me.
He's lost a couple, like 2 of those games. I think he started 6 games so far, so he's gotten 2 no decisions, and he's 0-4 in the other ones. 2 of those games we were right there, and the bullpen blew it. He got off the field and we were winning, and then the bullpen blew it. The other 2 games he got rocked, and he was out by the 3rd or 4th inning. So it's feast or famine with this guy. I mean, it's the same. I mean, I guess you could say that for any pitcher. It's feast or famine. You know, either he's great or he's not. You're never always going to be awesome. Look at DeGrom's fucking record. It's like 1-4 or whatever it is, because he struck out like 14 players each time he's pitched, and he's only held them to like 1 or 2 runs. But the Mets can't seem to get a run across. So. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong. Bundy is no DeGrom. So it is what it is. But we'll have to wait and see. I think it's going to be a good game. I can't wait to watch tomorrow. We're going to be hanging out tomorrow, having a good time. And I know we won't get to watch the game, but at least we'll be able to be here and talk some smack.
Yeah, I'm going to get there first chance I get. And I can stay till 4, buddy. So, and then got to do the family stuff. That caught me off guard.
Yeah,
damn it, but I put it on the schedule.
What if your tire is accidentally flattened?
Yeah. Then my bedside is going to be accidentally wet.
It's all right, dude. You can sleep in the pool house. You're good, dude. It looks comfy in there. All right, guys. We're going to round out the end of the show here with the biggest clown in all of baseball for the last, 20 years, I guess. Angel Hernandez is the worst, and I don't care if you try and sue us, because it's true. You are the worst umpire to have ever umpired in any umpire ever. He was a part of a situation that happened the other day. It was the Indians and the Cubs, I believe. Everybody else saw the ball land and called it safe. The play was good. He was the only one out there coming off of first base and called it out. When he was asked later on that evening what happened there, he said, I couldn't see the ball, so I just took a guess. I guessed wrong. Like, how the fuck are you going to be an umpire that way and make a call that can change the outlook of the game and what's going on, and you're just taking guesses? I mean, they just told him no. We talked about, I think last week or whatever, that he tried to sue MLB because he wasn't given his own crew. He wasn't selected to go to the playoffs or to be one of the umpires for the World Series. He hasn't done it in a while. He hasn't been in the rotation. And obviously he can't be fired because of the union. The union is protecting him. That's the only reason he is still here. But correct me if I'm wrong, he is the worst umpire who's ever put that uniform on.
No, you're not wrong, sir. I could not agree with you more. Of course, his name would be an angel, you know.
And then he had to be, he had to be Hispanic. He had to be Latino. He had to be Hernandez and shit. Like, God damn it, bro. Whammy. But he's just. I mean, he was. And he swears he's doing his job. You know what I mean? He swears he's doing, hey, man, I'm just doing my job. Like, no, you're not, motherfucker. Even I can see this shit. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how do you guess on a play? Like, if you can't make the call, don't make the call. Plain and simple. You don't have to make a call. You can be like, hey, did you see that? Because I didn't see it. I couldn't. I got blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. And I couldn't see the play. What happened? Did you guys see it? Did it fall? Did he catch it? What happened? You know what I mean? Don't just fucking go, he's out. Fuck it. Was I right or wrong? 50-50 chance. Flip a coin. Like that's not how you umpire games. You know, you can't get mad because they don't choose you when you're terrible at your job. And even the judge was like, "Nah, dude, you're just bad. That's why you're not getting selected."
Right. Yeah, that's I'm with you, man. I'm with you there. He is, he's hands down the worst umpire. Like he's just bad, dude.
Yeah, Judy was asking me because I was laughing at it, right? And she's like, "What are you laughing at?" And I was just like, "Oh, this guy Angel Hernandez." And she's like, "Who's that? He sounds familiar." And I'm like, "He's the worst umpire to have ever umpired anything." And she was like, "What?" Right. And I told her what happened. She's like, "Why would you do that? That makes absolutely no sense." And I'm like, "Exactly. He's ruined. He's ruined. Was it no hitters? He's ruined games. He's gotten bad calls. Thank God. You know, so I was watching this YouTube video. I forget who posted it, but I'll have to look for it and let you guys know. But basically, look up Angel Hernandez's worst calls or whatever. But he was saying that he thanks Angel Hernandez for being so terrible because Angel Hernandez has single-handedly pushed baseball into the future faster than it would have without Angel Hernandez. Because of some of the bad calls that Angel Hernandez has had, now we have instant replay. Because of some of the bad calls he's had, we have where the umpires can go ahead and call their own instant replay and be like, "Oh, let me go watch. We're going to call this one. We're going to go see what's wrong with it." Right? They don't have to wait for a team to be like, "Hey, can you check that?" They can just do it on their own, right? They could police their own, basically. He's one of the reasons why they're testing out the electronic strike zone. Because his strike zone is everywhere. And if he's pissed off at you, that motherfucker gets really small or really big depending on where you're at. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
But he had a point, right? Without him being this terrible for so long, baseball would have not taken the leaps and bounds to get better as far as the officiating goes with the instant replay and the new rules and stuff like that they have. Yay or nay?
Yay. I'm with you. Good points. I like it. I guess I didn't really think of that perspective, you know?
I honestly, I didn't think about it either
Hernandez.
until I watched this video. I was watching his worst calls, and then it was on my little Google Hub thing, and I didn't hit stop or pause, so I just went to the next video, and the next video was like, "Hey man, I made like this one video, blah blah blah, talking about Angel Hernandez, and I'm going to talk about him one more time, and this is it, but this is why I'm talking about him." And he brought up that thing, like he single-handedly helped baseball come into a new era, basically, of instant replay, of them testing out an electronic strike zone, them bending the rules a little bit to try and keep from things like this from happening. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, Angel Hernandez, you're a piece of shit and you're a dumbass umpire, but thank you for being a piece of shit and a dumbass umpire because you're helping the game grow.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for that,
you will be credited for the bringing of that automated
strike zone.
Strike zone.
Oh yeah, he's going to be the number one culprit because of it. You can't look at anybody else in umpiring or that situation or that has his perspective. That who else could you point to and be like, "Hey man, like, you're creating this problem, and this is why baseball is going in the direction it's going." The only other guy I could think of was, and I can't remember the guy's name. Pujols.
Joe West.
Joe. Oh, Joe. There we go. I thought you said Pujols. You said Joe West. My bad.
No,
Joe West, man. Joe West is number 2. Joe West is right there. He blew what's his name's perfect game.
Oh no. But that dude was a good umpire, man. That guy was a good umpire.
Yeah,
I don't remember that. But Joe West, I don't think is the greatest umpire. He has his moments, but Joe West has a temper issue, and he has like that. What's it called? The almost like the Napoleon type of thing complex, but he's not a small dude or short, but just one of those like he tries to show up players so much, dude.
Yeah.
Like I can't stand umpires that make it about them. You know what I'm saying? And like he taunts them. He walks in their direction. He looks at them like, oh, okay, yeah, I dare you to say something. You know, I could just kick you out. You can't do nothing to me. Like that's the worst part about baseball here with the umpires, dude. Mm-hmm. Is that there's no discipline for the umpires.
There's no, you know there's a lack of accountability.
Yeah, for real, dude. There's got to be some kind of threshold. Like, hey, man, like, look, this, and this, and that. Or, like, protocols, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, for example, when I'm teaching, I can't just send a kid to the office or do certain things unless I take certain steps before doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And umpires is like, okay, well, you could continue to taunt them. You continue to follow them to the dugout or whatever. Like, there should be protocols like, okay, if it becomes heated, then you need to go in the opposite direction of the player, or you need to clean the plate. You know what I'm saying? Like something that de-escalates the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, on top of that, I think they should be fined for some of the things that they've done.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no punishment right now for them. I mean, you have the worst umpire still in the business, still doing it because the union is keeping his job there. And I mean, granted, hey, unions are good. You know what I mean? They're helping a lot of good people keep their jobs. But at some point, you have to be like, bro, you are just not good at this, man. Yes, you've been doing umpiring for so long, but they're changing the way things are. They're taking the ball or the decisions out of the umpire's hands, which is, I think, to an extent, a good thing. I know that being baseball, a lot of the calls are subjective, especially behind the plate. Depending on how the umpire sees the ball when it's coming or how he's feeling is how the strike zone's going to look or not look, or big or small, stuff like that. And that, it's not universal. You know what I mean? So the way you hit one day could be completely different the way you hit the next day because of the way the strike zone is. And without having that be universal, then you're never going to have that consistency. But that's also a good part of the game because it keeps the human aspect of it going. Yay or nay?
Yay, for sure, man. I totally agree.
Right on. I'll get off my little soapbox. Do we got anything else, man? I know it's a shorter show today, but I'm sure everybody else can be
we just talked about the most important things, you know, like we hit the main topics. I can't think of anything. A lot of no-nos going on in baseball. Oh, yeah, we got four. We had one today, right? Wayne Miley throw it today, and we had the dude from the Orioles throw one the other day. You know what I mean? Bumgarner, you know, and Musgrove, right? Do they? Yeah. Is that because? So I saw that they had 4 no-nos being thrown this year. Are they counting Bumgarner's as one of the 4?
No, there have been 4 and so it was Means. It was John Means.
Oh yeah, Means. Means. That's a dude from Baltimore.
Musgrove,
Miley, Musgrove.
And
that's 3.
That's 3. And there was one. There was another one. Let me see. Let's see if Google knows. Let's see here.
Go for it. Find it.
Let's see. Wade Miley throws 4th no-hitter of the season. So we had Miley. Who else did we have here?
I really think they're counting that one.
John Means. Who we had over here? They only had those 2 right there. Let's see here. List of Major League no-hitters. That makes things easier. Oh, my God. Why do they start with the old ones? Going to the bottom here. Let's see here. So Wade Miley, John Means, Carlos Rodon, Joe Musgrove. Those are the 4.
Carlos Rodon?
Yeah, for the White Sox.
Oh, the lefty. That's right. Yeah. That's right.
As soon as I saw it, he was one of the dailies on MLB The Show 21.
Yeah.
I got 2 of his cards. I sold one for like 6,000 stubs. It was great.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so we've had those 4 official, and then the 1 non-official no hitter thrown by Madison Bumgarner. It's been an interesting
All right.
month and a half of baseball, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else before we get out of here, bud?
Shohei's been really impressive. Let me tell you, I still find him to be one of the more exciting players in baseball to watch play.
Right
or swinging at least too, man. I mean, he's pretty damn impressive. Oh, I saw. That's why I was bringing up Shohei. Did you see the? I saw some kind of quote or something that someone scout rated him as being a nothing better more than a really good high school hitter.
Really?
That was like a scout's take on Shohei.
Wow.
Like in comparison to like how major league ready is he to hit
I hope that he is no longer employed.
As
a scout, at least. Like, you could be a food vendor, bro, but don't be telling us about talent.
Right.
It kind of that kind of reminds me of Moneyball. When he's trying to tell the guy, stop thinking the way you guys have always thought, because obviously it's not working. We got to look at things a different way. And the guy's like, look, man, we got like 80 years of experience here. We can tell you who can hit a baseball and who can throw a ball. And he's like, you're looking at it the wrong way. We don't need another Jason Giambi. We need 3 guys that could hit, the same OBPS or whatever overall, and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And dude gets pissed off. He's like, you're going to get fired and this and that, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And they rattle off all those wins and stuff like that. But it makes me think of the same thing. Like, how often do you get things wrong that way? You know what I mean? How even Trouble with the Curve, they had that same issue at the end of the movie. Spoilers if you guys haven't seen it yet. But the same thing. The one younger guy is like, oh, look at all the stats and this and that, blah, blah. He's going to be freaking great. He can hit the ball fucking mile, this and that, yada, yada. But he can't hit the curveball. Whereas the one kid who was freaking chucking peanuts, he could, blow it right by him and stuff like that. So it is what it is. Yeah, it's a subjective game, or it's a subjective job. And you got to do what you can with what you know, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Look at all the teams that passed on Mike Trout.
Not that many teams.
24.
Make it sound like, what would be more impressive? What? Look at all the teams that passed on Mike Piazza, sir.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
That is more impressive than look at all the teams that passed up on a first rounder. Like, oh, no. Did he say a first rounder? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. 22 teams? Are you kidding? So it wasn't even all 30?
24.
Whatever. He was a 25th pick?
Yes. Not 26th pick. But the Angels had 25 and 26.
Oh, okay.
And he wasn't even picked first. He was just 26th pick.
Wow.
He was the compensatory pick from the Yankees they got when they signed with Teixeira.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, man. Anything else before we get out of here?
Nope. That's it.
All right, guys. Artie, let me hear that patented goodbye, and then I will see you tomorrow.
All right. I just want to wish all the beautiful ladies out there that take care of the babies and make the babies and all that good stuff. Happy Mother's Day, my comadre, my mother, my grandmothers that have since left within recent time, and of course my lovely, lovely wife that has 2 of them. So so happy Mother's Day to all my ladies out there. Make sure you wash your hands and wear those masks. Be safe. Take the vaccination if you'd like. See you next week.
All right, guys. You heard it from Artie. And yes, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. If you guys are listening to us, happy Mother's Day both on Sunday and Monday for all the Hispanic mothers who celebrate on the 10th, not necessarily on a Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to every mother that's out there that's taking care of their kids, even whether it be with their husband, with their stepfathers or whatever that might be, or by themselves. Way to rock and roll and raise all these kids right. Thank you very much for everything you guys do. Don't forget, guys, you guys can follow us on social media. Follow us on Twitter at @blown_save and on Instagram at @theblown_save. Don't forget, you guys can still also reach out to us at theblown_save_podcast@gmail.com and or go to theblown_save_podcast.com and check out all our information there. Once again, big shout out to our friends over at South Bay Breaks, breaking all the greatest cards live on YouTube. Make sure you guys go over to their YouTube channel, South Bay Breaks. At youtube.com and all that other fun jazz. Make sure you guys let them know that we sent you. You get $10 off your first purchase, so you get that referral discount. Congratulations, guys. We'll have those guys on soon enough so they can talk to you guys more about box breakings and stuff like that. And have a great and safe weekend. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for guys for hanging out with us. We love you all, and stay safe.
And say congratulations
To the Angels.